Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I'm going to share my top tips and tricks for looking your best on a video call, like a Zoom call, or on FaceTime. As you guys know, there is a pandemic happening in the world, and so a lot of us are staying home or quarantined or have been asked to work from home, and so we're having to connect with people in the outside world, whether it's our family and friends or if we're working over a video conference call. And I've gotten so many questions about how to look better when doing these things. And of course, being a full-time YouTuber as I am, I do have a lot of tips and tricks for how to do that, but I'm also on the older side. I'm 57, and so it's hard to look really good on camera unless you know these tips and tricks. So it'll just take 10 or 15 minutes now once to figure out where the best lighting is, what the best camera angle is, get your little setup going, and then you will be ready to go every time. So let's get into it. My number one tip is to find the most flattering lighting. So generally speaking, the best lighting is going to be some nice, soft, diffused, natural light from a window that you're sitting directly in front of. Any light that's coming from above you, from the side, from the back is not going to be that flattering because it's going to cast a lot of shadows, or it's going to backlight you and put you all in shadow. But if you're going to sit by a window, you want to make sure that you're not going to sit in front of a window that gives you full-on direct sunlight, because then it's just too bright and it will blast you out. If it's a business situation, the lighting may be more limited, because if you've been working from home previously and you have a home office, then you may be limited to just what is available in your home office, whether you have a window or not, and whether you have room to have any other supplemental lights. Now, if it's a FaceTime kind of situation, you can take your phone anywhere in your house and go around looking for the best possible lighting. So I'm going to show you the blogger's phone trick for finding the best lighting, and this will apply both to FaceTime calls and to Zoom business calls with your laptop. But instead of dragging your laptop around the house, you're going to find the best lighting using your phone to start, and then set up your laptop in that area. So let me grab my phone and show you how to do that now. All right, when you're looking for the most flattering light, the best way to do it is to walk around your house with your cell phone, turn the camera around so it's facing you, and just watch your face and the shadows as you move from different lighting situations. So right now I'm faced into kind of a dark corner with light behind me and coming from this direction over here. So as you can see, this side of my face is light, but it's casting a lot of harsher shadows on this side of my face, which is not necessarily going to be the most flattering. So you'll notice as I turn this way towards the window, the light becomes much more flattering, but I'm still getting some pretty big shadows on this side of my face. So this isn't the ideal perfect light, but it's definitely better than what I just showed you. All right, now I'm standing underneath an overhead light, and as you can see, it casts a lot of shadows down, and so again, this is not the most flattering light. Just moving over to here, this is a pretty flattering light because it's not casting any harsh shadows. Now, fortunately, my family room has windows on all three sides, so it makes it easy to have even lighting all around. So ideally, this would be the perfect room to do my FaceTime calls or my video conferencing calls. This corner that has windows on both sides, that's going to be the perfect lighting situation. But sadly, the weather doesn't always cooperate, and sometimes you need to brighten up your shot, in which case you can just grab a lamp from anywhere in your house. It can be a task lamp from a desk, or I have like a bedroom lamp here. You're always going to set that up on the other side of your laptop so that it's shining directly at your face so that you look better in the video. So that's one option. Another option, if you're going to be doing this a lot and you don't have a window, is to get a small ring light. This is the one that I've had for a couple of years. It has a dimmer switch, so you can put it on just for a little bit of supplemental light like this, or you can really turn it up and blast the whole thing out. Generally, you're going to want to use it pretty low, but as a supplemental lighting source, it's really nice. It comes with a telescoping stand, so you don't necessarily need a box behind it. That doesn't take up very much space at all. If you have limited space to work with, that could be a great option. It's small, but yet it gives you that nice, even front lighting that you're looking for. Tip number 2 is to find your most flattering camera angle. Just like we were looking for the most flattering light, you've also got to be looking for the most flattering camera angle. Now, I find that the worst camera angle is always from below. anything from below will show all of your chins. You'll be looking down, so it will show even chins that you didn't know you had, neck wrinkles you didn't know that you had. The goal with video is that you want to kind of be looking slightly up into the camera. That makes you lift your chin up slightly, and it also helps to keep your eyes a little bit more open. So let's go out into my little setup again, and I'll show you some simple ways that you can set your laptop up or set your phone up a little bit higher so that you look a little bit better. All right, so here's how I would set up my desk if I was going to be doing a video conferencing call. So I have my laptop set up on top of this little mini filing box, and that puts my laptop high enough so that the camera is slightly above my eye level, so it's kind of looking down on me a little bit. You don't want it to be so high up that you can't reach it, you can't see your keyboard, or that it's looking so far down at you that you can see all your gray hair and the floor behind you. You just want it to be slightly above eye level. You don't want to be sitting too close to your laptop because it's got a wide angle lens, and so if you get too close it will distort your face, but you still want to be within arm's length so that you can reach things. To get an idea of what you're going to look like before the meeting starts, you can just log into Zoom and select new meeting, and there you go. Now you can see yourself. And so I'm a little bit low and off to the right, so if I want a better camera angle, I would center myself first, and then I'll just go ahead and tip the screen down so that I just have a little bit of space above my head, and then I look good. So when I'm FaceTiming, this is the setup that I use. I have this little mini tripod. Of course, I'm a blogger. I've had that for years, but it is one of the best things that I've ever purchased because you can put the legs together and then it's a handle. And that's even more comfortable than holding your phone in your hand if you're gonna FaceTime. But the solution for those of you who aren't gonna spend the money on the little tripod or don't have one already is to just use a mug that you might have already in your house. This only works if you have a pop socket on the back of your phone like I have here. All you have to do is take a coffee mug, set it up on top of a box so that, again, your lens is a little bit higher than eye level. Pop your phone on there, hang it with the pop socket. Your phone's looking down at you at the perfect angle so that you look good, and now your hands are free. All right, tip number 3, if you want to look better on video, is to put a little effort into your hair and your makeup. I'm not saying you have to go full on glam and put on a full face of makeup and curl your hair, but where people are going to be basically seeing this part of you, I would try to make this part of you look a little bit better. But you shouldn't make yourself look like someone unrecognizable. If you had been going to the office and now you're Zoom chatting your colleagues, they're going to be wanting to see the normal you. So if you never wore makeup to the office before, then go ahead and do the same, but maybe just put on a little bit of mascara, or possibly a neutral lipstick can make a big difference, or maybe just a little lip balm. But if you want a easy makeup look that you can do at home, I just did a video on a stay-at-home makeup look using a minimum of makeup. You can check that video out right up here. If your hair is looking a little unkempt from the night before and you didn't shower today, you know, that's fine. I would just maybe spritz the front and re-blow dry your bangs or the parts around your face. Take a hot tool and maybe just curl the parts around your face. You know, whatever you need to do just to make yourself look a little bit more presentable. You don't have to go all out and do a whole huge thing. Also, dry shampoo can be great. If you haven't washed your hair in a few days, you don't want to go on camera looking dirty particularly, and that's where dry shampoo can come in. I'll link a couple of good dry shampoos in the info box below the video. Tip number 4 is to keep the distractions to a minimum. So you want to keep your background neat and tidy. It can be, like you saw before, a full wide angle of a room, but everything behind you should be tidy. If it's a tighter shot like this, where you're in your office and there aren't going to be any distractions, that's probably the best way to do it, is to kind of try to have a dedicated room where you can keep one area tidy. If I turn the camera around and showed you what I'm looking at, it's a mess. I really need to do an office cleanup, but I keep this one area super tidy because this is my filming area and I know that it always has to be neat, so I can sit down any time of day or night and film a video. Same thing if you get called into a meeting suddenly, you don't want to have to be scrambling to clean up your filming space. So keep your filming space nice and neat. Another distraction is when people are staring at themselves in the monitor instead of looking at the people that they're supposed to be talking to. You know, if it's a Zoom call, there's like 6 or 8 little images and you can see everyone, and you're kind of trying to look at everything and look at your computer, but it helps if you look into the lens. So learn where the camera is and try to look directly into the lens instead of off to the side over there. Try to keep the distractions of playing with your hair, touching your face, itching your nose, sticking your finger in your ear to a minimum, okay? No one wants to see that. It can be annoying, it can be gross. Another distraction that you're going to want to try to minimize are noise distractions from your family, from your pets. Obviously, everyone has to be a little bit flexible in these times because people are working from home. There is going to be the occasional cat walking through, dog walking through, child coming in who needs a hug or something. And tip number 5 is to try to dress business appropriate for your business. So I know that is probably pretty casual. Everyone knows that everyone else is working from home, but you definitely shouldn't be wearing like an oversized hoodie or something like that. And since you're only filming from here up, whatever you're wearing on the top doesn't have to match what you have going on the bottom. You can still have your jammies or your sweats or whatever you want on the bottom. Just make sure that if you are going to stay in something not business on the bottom, make sure that you have all your things assembled in front of you so that you aren't going to have to get up and go get something and expose that you are actually not quite dressed for prime time on the bottom half. So that's it for today's video, everybody. I sure hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your watching. I hope you're staying safe and well, and fingers crossed we will get through this pandemic sooner rather than later and be back to our normal lives. So take care, everybody. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.